Hello, Banners. One more time. In this series, I think this is MJK 613.14, Unofficial Pi through my hash. I think this is number 5 in what I've done. And I've just done them continuous. I try to stay on the same line of thought and track of thought, all that. To kind of put it, I think the first couple I put out were about the official, the videos were unofficial, but it was from official information about the feature that launched 2, 3, 4 days ago. About 3 days ago. I don't know. I was tracking it. The Mainnet feature, the preparation Mainnet feature that Core introduced 2 days ago. I kind of did a quick rundown in a nutshell of what is going on in that feature. That feature, the feature, you go to the drop-down menu, go to Mainnet, and it opens up to our I don't know what our being able to lock up Pi when it launches Mainnet. The Pi that we've earned. There's a wallet in there, or there's kind of a wallet in there that has the Pi that we've earned with our team. Then there's another wallet that we've earned alone. Then there's another section in there that shows lockup. Default lockup. Locking our Pi up, going Mainnet. Then there's a feature to set up how we want to lock up our Pi. That's the settings. And when you get into the creation, the lockup, man, I lost word of it. Where we can set up how we want to lock up Pi. In the very top section, in the paragraph there, in the bottom it says learn more. You're going to learn more, and it gives all of the numbers, all official numbers used to be able to me they're a tool, to be able to be used to figure our own whatever. We can make our own calculations on the Pi we have, and that. Use the tool, and those numbers are valid. You can use them to calculate what percentages and what percentages boost and all. I'm not sure about the wording the Pi uses, the cores use. The core usually chooses their wording for a reason. I'm still putting this one together, and hopefully I can get to it in this video. Sorry about the last one running long, but it is what it is. I want to say thank you to those that have subscribed to the channel, have watched the videos, hopefully gotten some out of it. What this has turned into is where I came in at under 100,000 people, under 100,000 pioneers. And some of the, I don't want to say milestones, because they're not milestones. How about, let's see, what kind of words you mean? How about roadblocks? Roadblocks or sabotage or occurrences, negative impact occurrences on Pi Project that have happened along the way. And hopefully you understand, because I've been trying to do it. I know if I jump around with it, but I've been trying to do it in some kind of chronological order to get to where we are today, and why I think we are where we are today, and why it's launching the way it is today. Hopefully I can get to it in this one. But where I left off was the in-app transfer, and when it closed, and stuff that was surrounding it. People trying to turn Pi into cash after they sign contracts and all this other stuff that almost shut the project. Almost shut the project down. Okay, I kind of went into the whatever. And when Core shut the in-app transfer pilot, and I explained, you can find a video of Vince and CFAN that put out when they closed the in-app transfer. And the excuse they gave for the in-app transfer, I don't buy it. Yes, it's official, it came from court team and whatever, but watching what happened and the facts surrounding it, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It doesn't, because it doesn't fit. I mean, it fits, and I'm sure there were some glitches and whatever, but the reality of it doesn't fit the explanation. Okay? And not too many know the reality of it anymore. And I was told I'm stuck too far in the back as far as the in-app transfer goes. And they're right, I am. Because if you weren't here when all that went down, then you really don't know why we're launching, why Core is launching the way they're launching. Yeah. Because you don't know what has gotten it to that point. And nobody's talking about it. And I'm sure not many are listening, because I talk about it all the time. And I'm sure people are tired of hearing about it. But this is how I view what could possibly happen. And it very well could. Hopefully not. Hopefully we do what we need to do at Mainnet. Because if we don't, this is where I keep going back to the in-app transfer. Is if we do what we did back then, today, or when Core finally when Core officially launches phase 3, if we do now what we did then, history will have repeated itself, because we didn't learn from our history, from Pi history. Yeah. Because there's too many people that are not, they're Pi, but they're not Pi. They're Pi. They're Pi in the sense that they're crypto. I don't know how to put it to where, because they're not 100% Pi. There's nothing wrong with being a little skeptical, being a little concerned, being a little dodgy. That's healthy. It shows that you're thinking more. You're thinking about your thinking. Let's put it that way. If you're skeptical and you're hesitant and you're whatever, that's an intuition. That's healthy. That keeps things honest. Okay? And I said it a couple of times. And I explained how I break things down and put it back together. Yeah, I'm not 100% ready to commit to what's going down right now, because I'm missing some pieces. For me, the dots don't connect. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it will. I know it will, and I'm pretty sure. But I just need a couple of little answers to make sure I'm on the right path, in the right direction. But I'll get there. So the in-app transfer closed, and like I say, I thought I had a little more trust, a little more clout when I became a mod, and looking at it and talking about it now, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't have what I thought I had. I didn't. I wish I did, because if I did, I would have been able to get an in-app transfer anyway. But who I'm associated with, yeah, it's who I'm associated with that I think throws that mistrust in there. I'm thinking about it now and looking at it and whatever. Yeah, because I'm sure Core knows who I am. I've been allowed for a long time. Mods and mega mods and all that, they know who I am. They know my track record. They know that I'm pretty outspoken and I do it. So that, I'm sure that's hindered. And who they know I'm associated with. Because when the in-app transfer, when they were all picked and whatever, the in-app transfer pilots had a job to do. They were given a job. 300 of them were given a job to do. And 298 or 297 stepped up to the plate. Bad apple ruins the barrel. That's what happened. A couple of bad apples ruined the barrel. And because of that, Core couldn't trust to let anybody else in. Yeah. Even trusted people they didn't trust validity. Because they couldn't afford to take the chance or the risk on the community. That's sad. Because that's why we're here. The way I broke it down, the way I came to understand it, Core was building three things at the same time. Three things at the same time. Two of them were on them. One of them was on us. I know a lot of people don't believe it and don't accept it, and no. Okay. But if you break it down and connect the dots and all that other stuff that goes on, you'll see it, and hopefully I can enlighten a little bit. Okay. So a couple of people turned Pi into cash after signing an agreement, pledging and knowing it isn't like they went into this in the dark and knew they couldn't do it, but they thought they were smarter, better, and we're going to get around Pi, Core, all that. It almost shut the project down. They were scrambling. I was here. I watched it. The top nods and Core and whoever, they were scrambling because by them, those couple doing what they shouldn't have done, because they didn't think about it. All they were thinking about was themselves. All they were thinking about themselves. And what I'm surprised is, no, I'm not really, because people are people. But I don't know. Anyway, it still pisses me off, and it still gets under my skin, and I get upset, and I shouldn't. I should. I don't know, because I'm mixed. Because I know I can get overboard, and I can get aggressive, and I can get mean, and I can get, and when that one, it's a resentment. It's a major resentment. And if I knew who those people were and I was close to those people, I'd kick some ass. I would. I would probably shoot them. Yeah. I know back then I would have. If I didn't know who they were, I'd have shot them. I'd have shot them dead. There's not a doubt in my mind. That's how pissed I was. And I'm sure that didn't play well, doesn't play well, doesn't look good, doesn't whatever. But that's how passionate I was about Pi, and I am about Pi. I've mellowed a lot over the years. And I've come to accept things that I really don't want to accept over the years. That one's a resentment. That is 100 totally bone resentment. And that's probably why I'm stuck where I'm at. Because by them doing what they did, and by the community not listening, not researching, not learning Pi, has put us in the position we are. Yeah. We dropped the ball. Community dropped the ball. Because the part Core had building the blockchain and building the app and all that and what was going on. Okay? Community was to build the community, the economy. The ecosystem is everything. Okay? But our job is and was and is and is economy. You know, I've heard so much bullshit over the years that are nothing but excuses. You know, liquidity, this, that, whatever. I'm not saying Pi doesn't need all that, but I also think liquidity is there or will be there. And if the project fails, in my book, if what I think is there, you earned it, Core. Take it and run. Yeah, take it and run. Because I believe you have the most to lose. Core team has the most to lose in this project if it doesn't succeed. And I mentioned that in the other video. We all get to pack up, boo-hoo, bitch, complain, and move on. We are not invested. We are invested time. But investing, being active in Pi, investing our time in Pi is our choice. So the only one to blame for wasting that time is us, you, me. I haven't wasted any time either. Even if Pi were to fail, and we had to close up shop, I'm walking out of here better than I did when I came in. And I owe that to Core, I owe it to community, I owe it to Pi. Just owe it. I mean, yeah, I owe it debt to Pi. I've learned a lot in Pi. Yeah. I've changed a lot in Pi. So I haven't wasted any time being here. So, with the mindset of the community, and it still goes on. I mean, it still goes on until just a few days ago, and I'm sure it'll pick back up, or it's picking back up. First thing people want to do is sell. I mean, all they're thinking about is exchange. That's why we couldn't get. That's why nobody else could get into the NF trend. Core couldn't try. Core couldn't take the chance. Even if somebody were trusted, they couldn't take the chance. Because what those two did, or what they did, by trading Pi for gift cards. Gift cards are money, because they're not a credit card, because there's cash on the card. Whoever purchased the gift card had to use cash or a credit card or whatever to load money onto the card. Once that happens, that card becomes money. Pi cannot be traded for money. Fiat currency, cryptocurrency, whatever is being used out on the market, live today, Pi cannot be traded for yet. It's getting close. Okay? It's getting close. But because by doing that, whoever was giving up the Pi created a fraud on whoever's giving the gift cards. That's illegal. Well, no, it's Pi, it's whatever. Okay, and I've met over and over and over. Right now, because Pi is in development and not registered, not listed in any public domain, Pi gets to ride under some different guidelines, different rules, because it's in development. And there's only one simple rule, man. Don't turn Pi into cash. It doesn't. That's it. Basically, that's the only rule that we have to worry about breaking. And the core knows it. That's why nobody else has got into the transfer, and why the transfer stalled where it did. And that's where a lot of bad blood, and a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of crap came down after the NF transfer closed, because by the NF transfer closing and not being able to scale and grow as Pi community scaled and grew, and us not doing our part to grow and scale those economies. As far as where I think Pi should be, and where we should be launching Pi at, that's solved. That's stopped. It grew to a certain point, but how it grew and the thought process and all of this stuff behind it. And once the NF transfer pilot closed, and people that were charged with doing a job didn't stop doing their job. They kept doing their job. And through that, there has been a lot of bad blood between a lot of resentment, a lot of mistrust, a lot of misunderstanding, I think it's better than it was, but all of that is still there in the foundation of Pi, because we are the foundation of Pi. We're the oldest pioneers in here. The oldest pioneers in here are in the NF transfer. Okay? Foundation members. Not porting. Foundation community. Long time pioneers. Big there's whales in also. Okay? But because of community mentality and wanting, all that's ever been talked about, and the same debate that went on back then, it still went on today until Core launched Mainnet. Preparation of Mainnet. Yeah, people are still fighting over exchanges. And one individual from Mainnet feature, one of the official wording in there, anyway, you will find it. It's about Core they came out and stated Pi is looking to be a currency as a means of exchange to buy goods and services, and exchanges are taking a back seat. Trading for goods and services priority. Exchanges are on the back. They're on the back burner. Okay, they didn't say it wasn't going to. They're just on the back burner, which means that shouldn't be our priority, but it is, and that's why Core couldn't trust open the internet transfer people and any other people, because yeah, I know it. I mean, it's not hard to read. It's not hard to see that if Core would have taken a chance on people, people would have fucked up. They would have. Because people think they're better, that they know more Core. They know the space. They know how to get around crypto. They know how to do things on the shady side and get away with it. Well, the first two thought the same thing and didn't. If anybody else come along, wouldn't either. But the issue with happening a second time probably would have shut the program. It would have killed the project. Because it's an illegal act. It's an illegal act. Fraud is, I don't care what country you're in. If you commit a fraud, you can go to prison. Yeah. And with being crypto and all the stuff that's happened before this, yeah. Even though it may have been a minor deal, because it has crypto has the reputation. No, it's major. It's major. Okay, and anything illegal that happens in Pi falls on Core. If we screw up, they're left holding the bag. Because they haven't hidden from anybody. You can go find them. I live about 3 or 3.5 hours away from them. I can find them if I want to. I don't take a drive up there. Okay? I know where they're at. They're real people. I've talked to them in meetings. Yeah. So, as far as Core, I've come to respect Core. Now, there's a couple areas I wish they would have done a little different. That would have taken some pressure off the mods and maybe take some pressure, change some attitude and mindset in the community. They were just little things. Now, I'm over it. I mean, that's over. But if they would have made the changes, it would have made life a lot easier on others. And Core hears what we say. They know what we're doing. They may not be visual. I mean, we may not see them much. We may not hear from them much, but they hear us. Guaranteed. Because they know what's going on in the community. Now, putting out information to the community, they don't need to. They really don't need to. No. Because, all right, here's what, in the beginning, when I got here, they were in chats quite a bit. I mean, there was a point that you could almost set your clock to when Nicholas and Vince came into chat. Yeah, they were regular. Regular. And people didn't hit them with bullshit. When they came into chats back then, people didn't jump them about bullshit. Yeah, there were legit questions, and they would give legit answers. But once the community got as big as it did, and when they came in, I watched Nicholas get bombarded one night. Oh man. Yeah, but I give him a lot of it. He stuck around for about 30 minutes taking the abuse. Taking stuff that he should. The questions were so newbie asking the creator. When mods were already there answering the questions. But, okay. Yeah, no, that kind of, I don't blame them for not coming in chat. Yeah, they don't need to be answering those kind of questions because they've already answered them. And they've answered them through us. We've answered. But that's what happens. So, yeah, I've watched it. I've seen it. Okay? It's crazy, man. Because people are so stuck on where they're doing what they're doing. So, if Core was open and allowed anymore in that pilots, the way it is, this is the way the situation was, we wouldn't be here. most likely to be shut down. Now see, if somebody, at that point, if somebody commits a fraudulent act, Core has the right to prosecute. If somebody turns their Pi, into cash until between now and when Mainnet actually launches, yeah, they could prosecute if somebody went outside the line. But at the same time, the fraud is committed. They're the owner of the project. It's going to fall in their lap. It's going to fall on them. It's not going to fall on us. Okay. And it's reputational. Pi can't take, Core couldn't take this. They can't, they have everything they know. There are one, and see, this is where I have a problem too. They are 100% totally committed to Pi. Yeah. No, everything, I'm sure, everything they have, everything they own, everything, okay, is here in Pi. And now, they could, where things are at now, they probably could come out okay. And if it were, I wouldn't fault them for it. I wouldn't. Take what you can and run. Do what you can. Sorry it didn't work. Maybe we'll catch up on the next one. Okay? They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. But I think Core is doing everything they can to give Pi a chance, to give us a chance, to get Pi off the ground and make it a success. Yeah. But okay, here's where I go. The in-app transfer pilot, if it would have went the way I believe it should have gone, okay, all you got to do is tear it apart, put it back together, and connect the dots. At that time, the community was, I'm going to say 200,000 people, 200,000 pioneers, when it launched. And if assholes wouldn't have done what they've done, what they did, in-app transfer would have opened to more of us, and more of us, and more of us, and more of us. And KYC would have happened to more of us, and more of us, and more of us. And the bullshit, people that have created bots and accounts would have been gone a long time ago as Pi scaled. I don't know if people know what scaling is. I mean, there's a lot of different definitions. But with the original 300, they got economies going. Yes, they may not have been big, there may not have been many, and there may not have been a lot to offer to the pioneers and whatever. But that's where people missed and dropped the ball. It wasn't about us buying for us personally. Yes, to a point, yeah. I mean, but no. Us buying for us personally helps build the economy, but we're constrained to what Pi needs. Okay? And the thinking and the philosophy and everything else of the pilots was all over the place. And 2 or 3 major economies emerged. Pioneers got economies started. And one went one way and one went the other. And the bad blood and all that happened inside that. And because it didn't open to more pioneers to join or create different economies, create use case, create utility as Pi continued to grow and scale. People are making so many excuses and this, that, and whatever because they didn't understand and don't understand what we're supposed to do, what we were supposed to do. They don't. Some of them. There are people that have been here for a long time and still don't understand. Honest Injun. Because, yes, part of the issue is the people that have Pi balances that can be used are afraid of risking using it. Is part of it. Part of it. Because how am I going to get it back? I'm going to lose my Pi. I'm going to lose my Pi. Okay. So what? Everybody keeps saying Pi is free. Pi is free. Well, if Pi is free, get the shit away. Okay? I'm out there on a radical deal because I'm holding my stack. I'm not going to use my stack because I'm not going to get it back. And I'm going to keep pie value low, so when I do sell a good, then I'm going to get a big stack of pie from whatever I'm selling. Yeah. If I hold pie value to a dime, then I'm going to get thousands of pie for whatever I decide to sell. That's simple economics, man. Yes, decided. Okay. Well, you can't set a value, you can't set a sellable price on something if you have nothing. At this point, pi has nothing to judge it to, gauge it to. The world reserve currency is the dollar. Well, I can buy a big lighter at the store for $2. Okay. Well, what am I going to sell in pi? Well, if you knew what you were doing and helping to set the economy, you'd sell it for $2. You'd put a price tag of $2 on it. Or you'd put a value of $2 value. Here's where we set value. Okay, I need to get back, and I might, because I'm getting into, okay, I'm getting into value of pi, okay, and that's the whole video in itself, because, anyway, because it didn't, because people don't understand. I mean, the confusion I'm in right now on how to explain this and make it make sense is where a lot of people are still at when it comes to pi value. I mean, I know what I would have done, or I know how I would have set this value. I mean, okay, I know what I would have charged other pioneers to buy this lighter in pi. Yeah, and it wouldn't have been $2. It would have been for amount of pi to buy this lighter. Yeah, I know. I know what I would have done to help get pi economy going, okay? And I know what others were doing to further their stack of pi. It's all about them getting their stack of pi, okay? And there was a lot of bad blood, and it stayed closed because all the talk around the community was forcing pi to the exchange, selling. So if the wrong people got the availability to transfer pi. Now here's where it would have gotten in, because if pi would have done what it done, scaled this, the community grew, the shops would have scaled, this would have scaled. By the time we got here, this is where my line is of what should have happened and what's happening. Because for 2.5 years, pi economy, in-app transfer, pilot would have scaled as the community grew. Goods and services would have scaled as we grew. All of that would have been in place. Shops would have been in place. Use case would have been in place. And see, the dApps were the last thing that were going to be thought of. Or they were going to come in somewhere as community and use case was scaling and growing. The dApps would have came in after some other shit was put in place and secured whatever it was. Then the focus on the dApps would have happened. It was talked about. I can't prove it because nobody backed me up on it. But early conversations, the dApps weren't the priority. The dApps were the cement that held everything together. Okay. Core built pi on a solid foundation. Everything else is coming around. Hold that foundation down. We didn't do our job. If we would have done our job, then community use case would have been up and scaled to a point. People would have been seeing it, noticing it, and the only way you can get in it is invite, because exchanges aren't pi's priority. Use case and community was pi's priority. But so many people wanted to sell. Core couldn't take a chance, because if it got to a point, if it got to scale to a point, whatever, somebody would have done something stupid. They would have. There would have been a few people doing something stupid. Well, if there's so many people, I do whatever, and I'll turn it into an iTunes card, or I'll give the gift card. That's all it would have taken. And done deal, killed. Yeah, that's all it would have taken. That's all it would have taken to kill this project. That's all it will take. Well, no, because once Core launches official Mainnet. Then all the registrations that are probably in place and all the stuff that allows Pi to be sold on the open market, or if it were to sell on the open market, would be okay. Because it's a legit. Because it's on a Pi official blockchain running Pi official. Whatever's running now is not official. So it can't, if it's not official, it can't support legal tender transactions. It can't be traded for currency, fake, because it's not official blockchain. Whether all these programs, well, it isn't, no, man, because it's not. Testnet blockchain is exactly that, testnet blockchain. It can't support cash transactions. Whatever the fuss is, it can't do shit. Even if it is on a blockchain, you can't put nothing on there, man. So you can't, because of what's been, we can't trade for cash, and nobody seems to fucking understand it. Yeah. Okay, that's why we are where we are, and nothing has scaled to the point it should have. So now, we have 30 million people, and nothing. We have what is in Pi to give 30 million people something to do? Well, if 30 million people knew what we were supposed to do, we wouldn't have to do anything, because people would be patient and understand, because they understand where it's at. They understand that, yeah, there's not enough goods for 30 million people. There's not enough there's not enough locations to support 30 million people. And 30 million people want something. It's sad. It's sad. And if the in-app transfer would have scaled the way it should, 30 million people would have had something. Pi would have set the bar high. Real high. But because of mentality, people want to keep that bar low. Yeah. Anybody that's looking to trade on the exchange or thinks Pi needs exchange to get value, you just keep putting the bar in the dirt. Stop, man. Because if it happens now, history has repeated itself twice. On itself, inside its own app, on itself, we repeated history once. As an overall project in the space, we followed Bitcoin and repeated it twice. Yeah, you guys are a joke, man. Because it's my opinion, whether you agree with it or not. I've watched it happen. I've seen it happen. I'm watching what's happening now. Okay? Because the in-app transfer went the way it did, and we threw economy back onto core. Core has done triple work. They've picked up our load, and they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have had to pick up. They shouldn't even have to think about the economy, the community, the economy. It's ours. It was ours. Okay, and I'm gonna put. All right, I'm a boss in some company. Whatever. I'm calling the shots. Okay, and I have a few teams that are doing what you're doing, and we meet kind of every morning, and I give them their assignments for the day. Okay, men. I'm not, and I'm not excluding the ladies, but I can deal with men, and I dealt with women too. But anyway, for this again, I got a couple of crews of guys, construction work guys, building houses, whatever. Okay, and we get together every morning, and I have a list of priorities that I need to get done to turn these houses over in time. And I give each of my crews their assignments, what I need done, what I need them to get done today, and I give them those. I give them those instructions. I give them those assignments. I let them know what needs to be done. For me and how I work with guys, this is what we need to get accomplished today. You, go on. This is what we need to get done over here today. Do it. Okay. You guys need. I know this one's big. You need some help. Whatever. You guys can handle it. They can handle it. It's gone. Crew over here. got a little bit for you, got this for you, but I need to get this done. And if you want, then you can work on this, because that's just the next task that needs to be done. Gone. End of the day, we all get back together. Yeah, I got mine done. Yeah, we're done over here. We're done over there. And we start planning for the next day. That's how men work. And women. I mean, I know there's some awesome women. Women make some awesome bosses. Yeah, they make some awesome workers. They make some awesome bosses. I don't like, I mean, depending on what, I'm male chauvinist and whatever. But over the years, I've come to respect a lot of women I've worked for. But they also treated men as men. They didn't micromanage. They didn't, I had the last boss I had was a micromanager, and me and him didn't get along at all. No, because he told me what to do, how to do, when to do, and you use what tools to use. Man, and he's like 28. Yeah, I had issues. I had issues. Okay. Just tell me what you need done, when you need it done by, and give me the tools to do it. I get it done for you. But when you start micromanaging and tell me what to do and when to do it, how to do it, because we don't, none of us do things exactly the same. We have our own way to get to point A or point B. I don't care how you get to point B, as long as you get to point B on time. Okay? Man, that's how we work. That's how I work, and that's how the guys that I've worked with, we work with, that I've worked with. We get our tasks or whatever we need to get done for that day. As long as we got it done, and who knows, if it had time to do the lecture, we stepped up and did a little extra. Well, boss got happy when we did a little extra. Yeah. Didn't happen. Didn't happen as adults. Didn't happen as men. Ones that did are doing. But they could only get so far. And when we put it back on core had to change how they got here. They had to. They couldn't have done it. Whatever they had planned, and I'm sure they had their own time schedule, roadmap, whatever. They had goals that they had set for certain times to be in place to get to this point. Quarters are going to take on a project of this size and this magnitude without some kind of forethought, planning, getting things in place, having timetables to get to here. And we blew their timetable. And I know I will not get no support, and I will be told I'm wrong, because I have before by the members. But if you tear it apart and put it back together and connect the dots, okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Because I know I won't. I know there's nothing that I can do to support it, and I can't get the support from where it needs to come to say it was right. I'm okay with that. And I know because of that, people probably don't believe what I believe or what I think. And I'm okay with that. As long as you hear it and it's in there somewhere, maybe one day it'll click. That's all I can do. I can only plant seeds, man. Because Core launched, yes, they launched in 2018, and I was wrong on that. The initial Pi launch was 2018. But it doesn't count. To me, it doesn't count. Because it was in-house, family, friends, and whatever they had going on at the time. Because Core didn't post their links all over the place, I don't think. That didn't happen until after. Pi probably started with students and their families, and then their families, and it was all closed in-house to start. I mean, I think if I remember, when Core launched Pi to us, Pi Day 2019, it was 1,000 or 10,000 at that point when it launched private to us. So they had a foundation. They had it started. They were on their path. Okay. We got to And at early, okay, we were doing. We got bigger. We got to this point. We were on schedule to this point. And then it went south. And when it went south was coming up on Pi Day 2020. And Core launched testnet Pi Day 2020. And if we would have done our job and our part in Pi, what would have been the next logical date? And we would have been ready. If we would have done what we were supposed to, we would have been ready for Pi to launch Pi Day 2021. No, if Pi fails, it's on us. It's not on Core. It's on us. Because Core didn't miss their date. We missed our date because we dropped the ball. And we put it back in their court. And everybody's accusing Core of pushing it back. No, Core didn't push it back. We sent it back. They can only do so much. And when they're getting opposition and they're getting, when they're having to struggle every part of the way to get to where they're at, I'm sure they have fought an uphill battle since I've been here. They have. And why they don't talk to us? Because we don't understand Pi. If we understood Pi and we're doing what we were doing, I bet you we'd have more communication with Pi, with Core Team by now. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt. Because if we're doing what we're doing and we're on the page with their project and doing what they're doing, eventually we would have had to meet somewhere. And where we would have met is where we're at right now. And we're not meeting them there. They're delivering to us when it should have been a mutual meet. They bring their part to the project. We bring our part to the project. We mesh them together and we go live. I know it's the way I see it, and why I see it, why I believe it, is because of how we're launching. Yeah. Because if it would have went in my perfect world, we would have already had our Pi. Our teams would have already been through. We would have already been using our wallet. Even in testnet, transactions would have been happening. Even in testnet, we could have, because it would have been trading goods for good, trading Pi for good, or services, whatever. All those can be made. All those can be on the testnet blockchain. And when we meshed, all this locking Pi and all this stuff wasn't needed. Wouldn't have been needed. Would it have been an option? Yes. It probably would have been in one of the dApps or whatever that would have rolled out at that same time. Because the dApps were the cement that held all this together. Now it's relying on the dApps to create utility and use case. Yeah. Okay. I know, I'm all wet and I don't know, I know. I'm just grasping at straws. Well, we are where we are. People still, the first thing they want to do is they want to sell and they want to take it to the exchange. And then, wherever it is, I think I can find it. I mean, Core puts out. That's not Pi. Pi goal is to be used for trading goods and services. Secondary goal will be the list on exchanges. Exchanges will be part of the Pi economy. Exchanges are a part of any other economy. Okay? I'm not going to lie right now. Okay? So, and they're talking about supply and all this other stuff. Well, if by Core offering, looking at locking up Pi first, we have to lock Pi up, even if it's voluntary, but we got to voluntarily put it in whatever structure is in there. Yeah, it's voluntary. And the default is 93 years. No, it's already set up. If you do not do anything, if you just let it go the way it is, that first Pi lockup for you, for me, if I don't, I'll bring it back to me. If I don't do anything in the lockup feature, and just leave it the way it is. My first lockup, voluntary lockup, is going to be 90% of my pie for 3 years. That's the default. Okay. Core is giving us an option to, from, oh, that I did ever. It's, anyway, I've talked about it in the other videos or whatever. Okay, I think it's like 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, up to 3 years. Whatever, it breaks down up to 3 years. In increments up to 3 years. Then it's 0, 25, 50, 90, 150, 200 increments of. Okay. Well, I mean, I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen at this point or where it was going to happen, but what they're doing makes sense. It's the only way. Core has given Pi and given us the best chance to do what we should have done back when. We get a second chance to do it. And by locking Pi up, now I will say, the more Pi you lock up for a little bit longer time, one, you're going to get a better return on investment. Two, you're going to help Pi a lot more. If you go 0, 0 or 1, whatever, okay, that's not what Pi needs. That's not what Pi needs. You need to stop thinking about what we're going to gain, what we're going to gain personally. You need to stop thinking. The more Pi, the higher the percent that you can lock up for the longer duration of time, that's what Pi needs. That's what we need to do as our. Well, no, it's our Pi. It's mine. I want my Pi. I want my Pi. Well, you know, I'm to a point. That kind of attitude, you have two choices. Do it that way and walk away with nothing, or do it the way Core has it set up and walk away with something. You not even walk away. Be part of the community and enjoy and reap what we sowed. That and it's mine. It's how, okay. If everybody is so greedy and so all they want is pennies or money or whatever it is, we only have two options, folks. In my opinion, because Pi won't. If Pi goes the way you think it should go and go to whatever, Pi supply is too big, and if we don't lock it up, if we don't lock a big portion of it up, big portion of what it's in our hands, man. It's in our hands because it's our Pi, and if we don't lock our Pi up, I don't know what to tell you, man. If we don't lock our Pi up, Pi won't succeed. Can't. There's no way. Because what ground we will lose, by what ground we will lose, I mean, Pi isn't going to, exchange Pi isn't going to open for shit. Pi isn't going to open for shit. Pi will be worth shit if it goes to the exchange. If that's where it goes. It'll be worth shit. It will never recover. Because it's Pi too big. And most people will buy it. Because you won't be able to trade your Pi. If you only have 100 Pi or 1,000 Pi, you're not going to gain much off these things. You'll kill Pi. It will kill Pi. You will kill Pi. Not down my mind. Not down my mind. Watch it for 3 years. I watched it get stepped on, kicked, whatever. Core has delivered their part in ours. Yeah. I give Core a lot of credit. I do. And to come up with what they've come up with, to give Pi and us the best chance, fighting chance, to be what it should be, kudos, Core. Did an awesome job. Because if you look at, if you get in and you look at them all, okay, I look at it as the levels or whatever it is. Okay, and where it states that Pi is looking to be currency for exchange, exchange for goods and services, that's a little higher. It's kind of like a little higher than when they talk about exchanges. So it's by us locking things up, I know what I'm supposed to do. And my job right now is to give Pi the best fighting chance it's got, is to lock up as much as Pi as I can, for as long as I can. I'm not going to lock all my Pi up, because I also have another job to do, and that's to help stimulate and get economies going. These in-app transfer pilots that have started what they're doing, yes, they became unofficial because these guys didn't stop. They didn't stop building. They didn't stop growing. They didn't stop making transactions. But they're short. They're short on Pi, helping Pi get going. And all they do is get ripped for it. It's unofficial because it's all of the in-app transfer pilots are lifetime pioneers. They are dedicated to Pi. They are not unofficial. They are people. They are pioneers. They are part of our community. Now, what they're doing and how they're going about it, yes, it doesn't fit with what Core has going on. I mean, okay, they're outside the Pi app. They had to go outside the Pi app because they couldn't come inside the Pi app. So once you go outside the Pi app, you're unofficial. My videos are unofficial because I'm outside the Pi app. So is everybody else. They're all unofficial. Now, videos should be tagged unofficial. But all these economies that started are unofficial. And because they're tagged with unofficial, the pioneers that have come in after them, you guys are sad, man. The amount of disrespect that you guys show everybody that's been here, the amount of disrespect for Core, you guys are sad, man. Because the amount of work that those pioneers did and the risk that they've taken, they calculated. The risk was calculated. But they didn't get any help. They haven't been able to get any help. They've been doing it on their own. In-app transfer pilots started the same way we are going to start. All they got to work with was the Pi they earned. And I'm sure, I don't know because I'm not part of it and I couldn't get in. Now, they may be getting the Pi that they're earning by themselves included in what they're able to do. I don't know. And because I'm not part of the in-app transfer pilots won't tell me. And I know a few of them. And they won't tell me how. Because whatever's happened, all the information from the in-app transfer pilots has stopped. So, and it's all everything because, okay, Core's getting bashed. They've had to do their thing. The economies are getting bashed because nobody believes them. And in chat, man, I'm about tired of chat. I'm really about tired of chat. I am. Because the people that are talking this shit now aren't helping. They're not helping. Okay? I know what needs to be said. I've been saying it for a long time. But it's time to stop. It's time to stop. Because I don't know what DApp's Core has written or that are being written and all that they're going to roll out at Mainnet. But from what I'm gathering, gambling sites and game sites and all that other kind of stuff, that isn't what Pi needs. I mean, it needs. It doesn't need it right now. Because here's my reasoning why. Because we need to be transferring goods and services. We need to be creating value for Pi. I mean, the value, whatever value is created in Pi, Pi app, Pi blockchain, Pi dApps, Pi community, Pi whatever. You know, somebody told me that locking Pi up isn't creating value for Pi. That's bullshit, man. It's part of Pi ecosystem. And if it's doing anything with Pi, and we're gaining any kind of reward from it, creates value for Pi. Creates reward and value for us. It's value. Intrinsic value in Pi because it's in the Pi app. It doesn't have to go outside to get it. Intrinsic value is inside. To make it stand on its own. Pi can stand on its own if we do what we're supposed to. I don't know. I have more faith today than I did a couple of months ago. And with the way Core delivered, and with the economies that are started. I mean, I had to re-break that one down. Yeah. Yeah. All do what we're supposed to. Stay out of these changes. Stay out of trying to figure out what's going on, and do what we're supposed to do in-house. Then we have a fighting chance. Core has given us another opportunity. They have delivered on something that they shouldn't have had to deliver on. And they stepped up and did it again. And I know people don't believe it or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Now I will say because I'm long on this again. Okay. Core is launching Pi, the best way to give Pi and us a fighting chance to become a success. It's up to us whether we want it or not. I can't say anymore. It's up to us whether it happens or not. But I will say, because there's going to be everybody gets, this is cool, everybody gets the pie that we've earned alone. That means some of these whales only get the same amount of pie I'm getting. I mean, if they've been here the same amount of time I have, pushing the button every day, all these whales that are like huge, yeah, I don't know whether they're going to get their fins cut, but they're in a shallow pool of water. Yeah. Because somebody that has a million pie, but they're only getting the pie that they've earned by themselves, is no different than the pie I have because we joined at the same time. And we've hit the buttons at the same time. I'm not a whale anymore. Mm-hmm. Now, not to say he couldn't be a whale as his teams come through, if his team comes through. But right now, he knows better than that. That means we're leveled, man. He has no influence over pie, price, or value. All this shit that he's been trying to figure out and make happen, and he could end up in some shit. Yeah, he could end up in because he could be out on a limb. He could be out on a limb. Guaranteed. Yeah. Core knows it. Yeah, Core knows who's doing at that level. Core knows who's doing what level. And if they've been doing some shady shit, and all they're getting is the pie they've earned alone, when they're counting on a million pie or more, they can't do what they thought they were going to do with a few thousand. And that million sitting up there that they can't get a hold of. You don't think that screw with some people's head? Yeah. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I know for a fact. I know some of those big whales. They've been here the same amount of time I have. I know what I'm going to get that I earned myself. I don't earn by myself. None of my team is KYCs are coming through yet. I'm only getting what I'm getting. KYC has been limited. So even if one or two get through, for them, they still don't have much more power than that. And I know something. Okay. So I wish everybody the best of luck. I do. Even the whales that could be. Okay. And if their team's something, kudos, man. You did a hell of a job. You did a hell of a job creating a team and building that, creating that. Kudos. Don't take nothing away from them. Don't penalize them. Don't take it. They earned it. They've earned it. They've done it. They've been here. They've done it. They've earned it. And I think that's also a lot of. I know I'm getting long on this, but I think that's also a lot of what. I mean, the new pioneers that don't know, like the history that they've gone through and whatever. You don't know what you don't. You think you know what you know, okay, but you don't know Pi, and you're talking the wrong stuff. You know, if I was in the egg meeting, I'd tell you to sit down and shut the fuck up because you don't know. You're new. You're new. You have nothing to provide yet. Yeah. Oh, I got told that a lot when I got sober. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 90-day wonders. People that they know the space, they know crypto, they know, but they haven't taken the time to learn Pi and they're talking shit. No, we're past that, man. We are past that. We need to get serious, man. We need to grow up, put on our big boy panties, grab a hammer and whatever it is, and go to work. Do the work. Okay? Step it up. We all need to step it up and do our job, our part. Well, no, that's not what we're supposed to. Yeah, it is. Nobody's going to say it except me, probably. I mean, I don't. Anyway. Pi, success or failure, is on us. And if we blow it, man, if we blow it, wish y'all, I mean, I'm still looking to make Pi a success. I'm still behind Pi and want to make Pi work. Want to make Pi what it should be. And I'm confident that we'll be able to. I'm more confident today than I was that we can pull this off. But if too many people are getting away and don't do what we need to do, and Pi goes down the tubes, so that's on you. That is on you. Guaranteed. 100%. And I'll blame you for it. I won't stick around with it. No, because I'm going to go find another project that might be able to do what Pi was looking to accomplish. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure there's projects coming up. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, maybe. If we don't make Pi what we're supposed to do, there'll be somebody else behind Pi that will come up and do what Pi should have done, what Bitcoin should have done. Guaranteed. I'm getting fired up and I'm getting antsy and okay, because our job right now, my opinion, and I know I didn't pull down what's going on, but I'm going off of okay. Our job is to lock up our Pi for X amount of time, but do it wisely. Do it wisely. Use the official numbers to do the calculations to figure out what. Because what we need to do is we need to lock up enough Pi. We need to lock up enough Pi to keep it in house. That's all. It's stake. We're staking, locking up whatever to keep Pi in house, to control supply, and we're earning a bonus for doing it. Okay. Yeah. So that's how we limit what numbers people are going to be using to calculate whatever they're going to calculate to do whatever they're going to do to come up with some bullshit number. Okay? Okay. But we also need to keep enough Pi to be able to spend and use our Pi. Okay? And when we're spending and using our Pi, we need to spend and use our Pi in the most economical value way of Pi. Okay, and yes, we want to get stuff we don't need and whatever it is. Yeah, that's okay. But think about Pi first. Okay, you know, for me it's a balance. You know, I will spend to create the transactions. I will probably get some stuff that I may or may not need or down the road or whatever. Okay, and when I set my percentage, I'm going to set my percentage high enough that I can lock up as much as I can, but I'm going to have enough in my wallet to do my other part, because it's a two-part job. It's turned into a two-part job. We need to do both. And I'm looking forward to helping these guys that started these economies. And I will shop wherever I get the best value for my Pi. I will. And if it's dApps, I'll help support the dApps, as long as they're within reason. As long as their value is reasonable for me to get fair value, or to show fair value for Pi. That's where I'll spend my Pi. I'll go to where I get the most value from my Pi. And that's what we need to do. Because, well, if you haven't figured it out by now, you may not ever figure it out. So, anyway, I know I'm trying to keep you short. This will probably be the last one for this. And I don't know, once I calm down, relax a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe we'll get a little deeper into the lockup. But we are where we are. We've gotten to where we are because of what we did or didn't do. Core has gotten us to this point, and kudos Core, because I wasn't quite sure how that was going to play out. Yeah. So, kudos. Did a hell of a job. You've done a hell of a job. You've been doing a hell of a job. And I know you got a lot on your plate, and I know I get in there and I rock the place a little bit and whatever. But I'm just trying to. There's a couple questions I have that I'd like to find the answers to help me with what I think, with what I see of how it's pulled apart. Maybe I'll do one more, and I'll break down where I'm at as far as where we're at, and how I see it, and how I'm coming to understand. I might do one more. So, all right, guys. I'm out. I got to go take care of some business. Thanks again for subscribing, watching, sharing, passing on, whatever. We're here. We're here. The light, we've come, we're just steps from the light outside of the tunnel, man. We're here. We are here. I'm excited as hell. I'm also antsy as hell. And I'm also edgy as hell. Because there's a lot at stake. There is a lot at stake. A lot more at stake than what shallow people are thinking. And I'm I may be insensitive and I may not be politically correct, but I'm tired of the bullshit. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. You gotta draw a line. You gotta draw a line. If people aren't hearing what you're saying and crying and using excuses and whatever, sometimes it's time to call it what it is. Okay? It might be a little earlier, it might be a little whatever, but it's time to wake up, grow up, put on our big boy panties, step up to the big table. Yeah. Let's step up and if they don't let us into the big table, don't screw it up. We'll make our spot at the big table. Guaranteed, man. People that see the power of Pi, see what Pi can do, see what Pi can accomplish, we'll make a spot at that big table. Yeah. And it'll be a spot worth noticing. If we don't do our job and step up and let this slip. I'm tired of sitting at the little kids' table. I'm tired of sitting at the little kids' table. But we'll be right back here. So, anyway, trying to make light and whatever. But it's time to get real, time to get serious. So, all right, guys, I'm out.